Washington football addicts, baby. Let's go. Washington football addicts. We've been repping for years. Always keeping it real. It's Rod, Steve, Devin, Phil. We talking about latest deals and what goes on the field and happenings with the team. So listen if you a fiend.
Yo, what is up, Washington football addicts, Washington football nation? It is Thursday, Football Thursday, December 2nd. And here we are about to preview the Las Vegas Raiders game. But first, let's go ahead and introduce episode 98 like we always do. Phil, take it away.
All right, episode 98. We could talk about the Iron Man. We could talk about Lamar Marshall, but let's talk today about Brian Orakpo, first round pick of Washington in 2009. I think y'all remember that draft. That was when we played around with the Jets, played a little okey doke, so they could get butt fumble, and we ended up getting Brian Orakpo. The guy was with the team for 6 years. He had 40 sacks. Was a contributing member to the 2012 playoff team for 2 games. Poor Brian Orakpo. The one really good year we had with him on this team, and he was injured, and I think it was a torn pec that he had, and he missed 14 to 16 games. So he was one of those guys, really good player. I don't think he ever quite lived up to his draft billing, but really good player who just unfortunately saw a lot of poor luck as far as wins and losses go with this franchise. He was there through some tough times, but I'll always remember that interception he had against the Bears in a game that we won against them, and he picked off a pass and started running it back, and he looked like a defensive back running back about 29 yards. It was pretty impressive. So I've always liked Brian Orakpo, and he retired still as a productive player. And if I'm not mistaken, he runs a bakery in Nashville now.
Yeah, he's big in the Tennessee Titans community. It's a bummer that, we couldn't keep him. He had those pec issues, but he was always a good guy, man. His voice was just on another level. If you remember his voice. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. All right. Well, Marcus, thank you for joining the stream, brother. Always glad to have you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guest to help us preview the Las Vegas Raiders tonight. Some of you guys might know him. Some of you guys may have seen him before. But yeah, tonight I'm Steve. I got my man Phil, and we got Dev down at the bottom. And let's go ahead and welcome our former colleague, still a friend, Mr. Rodney J. Thomas.
And J is for Judas. Boo.
Y'all see it. You know what it is. Come on, baby. What's going on, Washington football? How you guys doing? How you guys doing?
Rob? Long time no see, man. How you been?
You ain't shit.
Oh, I gotta break out the alcohol for this one.
Yeah. What is that? Is that a
Jonathan?
Jonathan?
You notice that when it's about him and the Raiders, he does that NWO intro right. He cut it short when we did it the first time we debuted the new name.
I couldn't get it to work before, so I just really figured it out all today. So yeah, it's all good.
Did it just for us, right?
Just for you guys. I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah. All right, so here we are. We are in week 12 of the NFL season. The Las Vegas Raiders are 6-5,
you can call them the Raiders.
Second in the AFC West. You got Kansas City out there, you got Denver, and you got the LA Chargers. Pretty good division out there. I think, very stiff competition if you just get down to the nuts and bolts. That's a good division out there.
Yeah.
And we have the Washington football team sitting at 4-6. 5-6. 5-6, almost at 500. 3 wins in a row. Hot. Hot off the press. 3 wins in a row, all straight off the bye week. So let's just dive right into it. Rod, since you are now our Raiders expert here, tell us who, in your opinion, as someone who has mostly watched the Washington football team 99.9% of your life, and now you're watching the Raiders. Tell us what you think about what is your opinion about this 2021 Raiders this year? Give us your honest assessment. How do you feel about this team?
All right. So those who don't know me, I used to be part of the Addicts team. Still with you guys at heart. I still love you guys, but dude, and Steve, it's nuts because I pulled up all the numbers today before the pod, and when I said fuck this team, being the Washington football team, they had just fallen to a 2-3 record. They lost to the Saints, and I lost my damn mind. I looked around the league, and I rooted for teams. As a kid, you have your core team. I was always a Redskins fan, but I followed other players, growing up. And the Raiders were a team that I'm 40 now, and Phil laughs at me because I wanted subdued colors or something like that, something I could sort of attach to. The Raiders were 3-1 at the time.
So you pick black and white, you pick black and silver so you can look skinny, is what you're trying to say.
I'm with that as well. They lost to the Bears, fell to 3-2, and then literally both teams have been 3-3 since the switch. So I'm at a zero-sum game here. But looking at the 2021 Raiders, in my perspective, in my short fandom of this organization, Gruden was the coach versus the Bears. That was a Sunday. I said, fuck it, I'm going to start rooting for the Raiders. Gruden resigned on like a Monday or Tuesday. Very short time as my head coach. Rick Bisaccia, who was supposed to come to Washington before Jay Gruden, was the special teams coach, ends up being the head coach. Okay, cool. He gets us to a win versus the Broncos. He gets us to a win versus the Eagles. We go into a bye week. During that bye week, coming back, Henry Ruggs drives drunk in Vegas, kills someone. David Arnett, one of the cornerbacks, is getting into a verbal altercation online and showing guns, saying he's going to kill someone. And they end up losing 3 straight to the Giants, the Chiefs, and the Bengals. And then you guys were all fans on Thanksgiving, and you were rooting for the Raiders with me because they were playing a division foe. And they had an overtime thriller versus the Cowboys, and that brought them up to a 6-5 record. So who are the Raiders? I think they're a capable team that can do some damage offensively, but they've had a lot of off-the-field issues that sort of derailed, or not really sort of, that absolutely positively derailed progress.
And they all happened when you went to their team. So
listen, man, I am not the black almond.
Rodney is the black cloud. We started winning
because they beat the Broncos and the Eagles when I got there.
Started winning.
We thank you for the Eagles win. We thank you for the Eagles win too. You keep knocking off the NFC.
Raiders started losing whenever all the shit started happening to him, man.
Have you guys? We'll talk about it.
Dog. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band, man. You never heard a sound like a rubber band, man. That's you.
They're a good team, though. The Raiders are a good team. Do not listen to Dev. The Raiders are a good team, and they've just had some unfortunate circumstances the past couple of weeks.
Let's be honest. This season, but they'll be all right. If their season completely tanked at that moment, no one would have blamed them, and they're still at 6-5. So let's give the Raiders a little bit of credit for hanging in there, still being there. I'm being objective right now. I'm turning the homer off for a second. Being objective, how many teams go through something like that? The season, they lose the coach, season completely falls apart, and everybody goes, "Well, of course it happened." And it didn't happen with these Raiders. All right, so that does show some sort of mental fortitude, emotional fortitude. Kind of like what we've seen with Washington, especially over the past several weeks. This is a team that was 2-6 3 games ago. 2-6. And, now we're sitting at 5-6. At 2-6, your season should be over. And now we're actually in the playoff hunt. So I think that this is going to be a very interesting game. And I'm going to let Rod talk a little bit more about the Raiders because I've got some interesting observations I got for y'all.
Hey, let's go ahead and
Fred
welcome
Brown.
a couple people to the stream. Fred Brown, my friend Fred.
No, leave
That's
that
for you,
up.
Fred. Fred was wait, time out. Fred is in my inbox asking me if the Raiders still have seats available and he has family in Vegas. You can't say that on the stream, Fred. Hey, brother Fred, you guys are winning and now it's bum ass Raiders? Is that what you're doing to me tonight,
That's
man?
right. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck Rodney.
Fair weather Fred is in the building.
If you want to be down with Las Vegas, fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. Die slow. My fofo, make sure all y'all kids won't. Nah.
This is why we'll never be monetized on YouTube for these reasons alone. But you know what? Wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, Thomas Millen, thanks for joining, bro. Hey, Thomas says, not laughing at the rugs with violence, by the way. Just remember joining recently, and you were on the half the lives I've watched so far. Right now, don't come back, please. You are part of the curse.
Right.
We've been saying that too. We've been saying that. It you know.
I'm rooting for Washington on Sunday.
We are. Yeah, that reverse.
Yeah, that's because you rooted. That's because you always picked the other team to beat us by like 30 points. So I know you're going to bring that energy, and Rod's going to pick us to win 45-10. I'm calling it right now.
Hey, Fred,
says, what we talk about behind closed doors has nothing to do with the pod.
Hey, long as you say bitch while sitting down, I'm good. Just sit down.
Oh man, Marcus Idlin, thanks for joining us. The key was Derek Carr. He's an underrated quarterback. Yeah, if you guys remember, some of you guys might not remember last year in the offseason before we signed Fitzpatrick, we were all over the place with quarterback. I was a big Derek Carr fan, and I think I was kind of in the minority. Phil came around towards the end. I mean, beginning of the season, it was right when the Mariota and Carr.
No, I was always more about Carr than Mariota. I was not a Mariota guy.
But I have always liked Derek Carr. I'm still gonna hashtag Derek Carr to DC, DC to DC, DC to DC. So,
do you have a banner that asks about the Raiders fan base observations or like or dislike of Derek Carr? Holy
Go
fuck!
ahead. Tell us about Derek Carr.
Tell us about this.
From a Raiders fan perspective.
Listen, Carr's going to Green Bay anyways. I'm predicting that.
I don't know. They're talking about Devontae Adams perhaps coming to Vegas with him. He played with Derek Carr at Fresno State.
Right, they're best friends.
Yeah, but interesting observation. You guys just said, hey, I would love Derek Carr in DC. You know, he's a great quarterback, very good, capable, competent leader. I thought that bickering about the quarterback position was exclusive to the Washington football team, Washington Redskins fan base. Holy fucking hell. I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not that way. Inside every Raiders group I'm a part of now, they either 100% love him or 1,000% hate him. And they're calling for Mariota pretty much every single week. Even the Cowboys game, I mean, he played well, and people were still looking to nitpick and dissect every small aspect of the game. And I always said, listen, guys, like, you do not know what I just dealt with the past 20-something odd years with the Washington football team franchise. You don't know how good you got it. Derek Carr is a top 5 quarterback in the league this year at least. Yes, look at the NFL rankings. He's number 1 in passing yards, and if you want to say he's playing garbage time games, I don't know. The Giants game was right after Ruggs. The Chiefs game was a blowout. The Bengals game was close.
You having most yards on me, shit. That nigga is not top 5 quarterback in the NFL, bro. I like Carr all right.
In terms of
this year, he is.
Man, that motherfucker ain't top 5. No top 5 quarterback in the NFL has ever been argued to be picked up, sit down for the backup.
He hasn't been sat this year. He hasn't been sat for.
I know, but anybody that's got a top 5 quarterback don't ask for the backup. That's weird.
If you're fucking crazy in the head, so listen, the Raiders haven't won. I did not jump ship to a bandwagon riding ultimate winning franchise. The Raiders have equally sucked for decades. They have. They're equally as bad as the Washington
average over the last 20 years.
I mean, look at Derek Carr's numbers this year. He's 67%, 34-14, 17-9. That's pretty damn good. That's
not top 5 quarterback in the NFL though. He's good.
Yeah, but now let's go back up.
That the Raiders are number 2 in the league in passing yards per game.
I don't give a fuck if
And
that's number one. That nigga's not the number one quarterback. Number
with
five.
missing Ruggs.
He's number one passing yards in the league, man.
That don't mean
And-
shit.
look, let's just talk about the Raiders offense for a second. They for points, yeah, middle of the pack, 17.
They can't run the ball for shit though.
They can't.
Total yards,
Everybody watch the games.
6. So
I could
kinda like
name
Washington.
a blind person. I can ask a blind person. I can ask Helen Keller, who's the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. She's not gonna mention your car.
Who's she gonna say?
You want me to talk like Helen Keller? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Who are your top 5 then, Dev? I want to know.
I don't know, but it's not Carr. I mean,
Why not?
All right, let's go. Aaron Rodgers. I'm just Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Yeah, in the NFL. I mean, you can say this year all you want to, but I still go Mahomes.
he said right now.
No, you talking about right now or in the season? I mean, Kirk Cousins might be a top 5 quarterback this season.
You said right now, so now you're saying this season. Now you're
I'm
saying
talking
overall.
period. I'm talking
about right
period.
now. Right now.
Man,
We're not
who
saying.
would I rather have right now than him? I can name like 20 quarterbacks I'd rather have than that dude.
Than
Y'all
Derek Carr?
NBC.
No.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Interesting.
For
No,
sure,
because
man.
eventually now are you putting Derek Carr on the same plane as Taylor Heineke now?
No, I'm putting him on the same plane as fucking what's the kid in fucking Cleveland?
Baker
Mayfield.
Mayfield? Oh, no
He like
way.
Mayfield. He might be a little better than Mayfield, man.
No.
Come on, Mayfield had a great year last year, and everybody's like, "Oh,
We're talking
now
about
look."
this year.
I
We're
know,
saying
but I'm
right
just
now.
saying. But I'm just saying, it's just like Mayfield last year, though. Exact same thing. This year, Carr is Mayfield last year. Next year, Carr gonna be shit, just like he has been most of the year.
No,
he's like
Carr has
he's
Carr
like
good
above
most of his
average.
career.
He's above average. He's above average.
Okay,
If
that's
you wanna
fair.
dream- if you want to dream medium, you go with Carr, dog. Be like a top 15 quarterback. He ain't no top 5.
If he
said
was
you could
Washington's
name 20
quarterback,
quarterbacks you'd want more than him. Now he's top 15.
I can argue 15. I can argue with him in 15, dog. I can argue that. Like, I mean, honestly, go through the quarterbacks in the NFL.
I would put him top 10 this year.
Crazy. This year, I guess if you want to go that way,
He's got a
this year.
53-68 record. He's got 30,000 yards, 187 touchdowns to 80 interceptions.
That's a nice
65% completion percentage. Plays almost every game every year except for one.
Sounds like
he broke his leg versus Washington.
Sounds like Kirk Cousins.
2016.
Sounds like Kirk Cousins.
2016, that dude was having an MVP year, man. 12-3.
Who's had a better career, him or Kirk Cousins?
I think
I'd say Carr because Cousins didn't become a full-time starter until about 2018?
Yeah. Who's had a better career, him or Kirk Cousins? Since
the Raiders have completely fumbled this dude's career, though, man.
Yeah.
Like anytime they try to build anything around him, it's like, oh, Amari Cooper, fuck no, we're gonna send him to Dallas, and we're gonna give him.
I take Brady over him still. I take Dak over him still. I take Herbert over him still. I'll take Stafford over him still. I'll take Lamar over him still. I'll take Kyler Murray over him right now. Rodgers over him this year. Allen over him this year. Mahomes over him this year. I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. Top 5.
Derek Carr is in Derek Stafford territory for me right now.
His number one receiver is a slot wide receiver, man.
I'd say, well, okay, fair assessment, Dev. But I wouldn't say any lower than top 10. To be fair, you know, I mean, you might say might not top 5. I would say not top 10. You're naming people who were good last. People were good last year. They're not good this year.
Man, them guys are good this year. Half of them just hurt. I mean, Lamar Jackson is getting ready to have like 6,000 yards, bro.
Yeah, he's a good
quarterback.
quarterback.
Think of that shit? That's crazy.
He's a good quarterback.
Like, you know, and he ain't even passing the best. Well, you got Mahomes ain't even playing his best. He's still. I take him over him this year, obviously.
Look who Mahomes is surrounded by, though, man.
Man, everybody hurt.
But his offensive package is still much better than anything Carr's ever had in his career.
Man,
ever.
Who's having a better year, him or Heineke? Is Heineke having a better year than fucking Allen, too? I mean, Carr?
No way.
Having a good year. Fucking Heineke.
It's still early,
the
though.
second leading rusher for the Raiders.
Yeah, they have no running
79 yards rushing. Kenyon Drake has 200, like 30, 250.
Who would you take, Jacobs or Gibson?
So I was asked the question earlier. Gibson has been healthier as of recent, but their career averages similar. Jacobs has 2 1,000-yard seasons. Gibson hasn't had that yet.
I'll take Jacobs because he don't fumble.
Their
I like
number
him.
one receiver
He's
is a Adam
White dude
Humphries,
from
is a Hunter Renfro. Great player. If you watched
Oh,
Hard
he's
Knocks,
fucking awesome.
you watched Hard Knocks last year. Renfro was you just fell in love with Renfro. But that's what they're dealing with. I mean, Darren Waller. Don't get me wrong. He's a better version of. He's what we wanted Jordan Reed to be.
Rodney's doppelganger.
Yeah, Darren Waller is going to be unstoppable. He's great.
Now we know why Rod became a
he wanted.
fan.
He trying to get ass.
What's that one that just like him?
What's the one that pretended to be another football player to get some chicks and he got in trouble? Damn, who was that, man? I know Phil remembers that one dude.
The Stuart Ravens?
No, I know you're talking about. I
He
can't
did
remember.
pretend to be a football player.
Dude pretended to be a football player, man. He was going around like smashing chicks, and then the chicks was talking about how they got abused by this dude, football player. He's like, dude, I don't know who you are, and he ended up being like a dude who's going around pretending to be him.
Marcus says, I would not be surprised if Russell Wilson wanted to get traded.
Identity stolen.
Marcus said, I would not be surprised if Russell would want to get traded to the Raiders. Not
I don't want that
for his
motherfucker
career,
either,
but his
dog.
wife Sierra. Yeah, it's good spot.
I like Russ too. I don't want him either.
Hey, T-Ho, how you doing, man?
T-Ho?
Thank you for joining.
T-on.
Marcus says top 5: Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I wouldn't say Josh Allen either. He started off so high, but he's been awful the last 4 games.
Man,
I would say
who's
Josh Allen's
y'all's
top 5
MVP right now of the year?
What's up, Justin?
Of the year? Hey, Justin, thanks for joining.
I'm going with Taylor because everybody's hurt, but before that, I would go to Lamar Jackson.
Taylor is not in the MVP conversation at a 4-6 record. You can't say someone's an MVP at 4-6. I don't see
Super
it.
Cup.
Plus, even we're winning, he's not playing super well. He's played super well like 2-3 games.
I think Lamar Jackson would be missed.
You know this-
I think Lamar Jackson is probably Lamar Jackson might be the leading candidate for MVP right now.
I don't think so.
would
He
say
missed
Cooper Kupp right now.
3 games.
That's
He missed
the
2 games, and then he also had they gave him 4 interceptions the last game. They won.
So let me transition off of this because you want to talk about who the Raiders are. I want to talk about who Washington's become. They have become just a total ball control offense, and I love it because I'm screaming for this. Rod even knows I was screaming for this before he went and just became
On the fucking ball,
Benedict
yeah.
Arnold.
Benedict Arnold. Fuck you, Phil.
You know I love you, but I gotta give you hell. But anyway, we've been winning games when we're not leaning on Taylor Heineke to be what makes this offense go in and of himself. We run the ball, we open things up for Taylor to do things. He's more. It's funny because I talk about how much I hate Alex Smith because he was a game manager, but that's because that was his ceiling. Heineke is a game manager, but he can do different things because he's more athletic. He can make the occasional play. We saw throws from him last week, and Steve and I both noticed this. There's some throws last week that he made that we haven't seen from him yet that I was sincerely impressed. Just in terms of pure arm strength, in terms of frozen rope the ball to the receiver instead of that damn lob looping high ball throw that he's known for doing. And we've seen that past 2 weeks. We really saw it last week, though.
He hated Heineke's throwing motion in the Washington Football Axe group. Just letting you guys know that.
I still hate his throwing motion, but he's throwing the ball harder.
I'm the only fan of Heineke comes in here.
But we've moved the offense in a way that it masks some of those deficiencies.
That is something that Derek Carr does not have in Vegas.
Yeah.
It is either he throws for 300 yards or they get fucking destroyed.
Marcus says, I posted a video on Facebook on all Taylor Heineke passes versus Seattle. He has made growth, but he has missed opportunities on the field. But he is improving. I think that last statement is important, that he is improving. And just to build off what Phil said, I went and added up all the games since the bye week, since we've been 3-0. Check out these numbers here, and this is a reason why we've been winning. The main reason is it's not all on Taylor to win, but game 1 versus Tampa, 39 minutes. 39:08 to 20:52, Washington, time in possession. Carolina, we had the ball for 35 minutes, 53 seconds versus 24:07 for Carolina. Seattle, we had it for 41:40 to their 18:20. So the last 3 games, if you add that up, 115 and 41 seconds to 63 and 19 seconds. That's almost double. And that's an easy way that you could just, you're not dominating people, but you're just basically keeping their offense off the field. It's what we've been saying for the whole time.
Physically imposing your will on them. And you can see it. You saw, and the Seahawks defense is good, people. Yeah. Really good. Elite, not really elite, but they're really good.
Yeah, they're like one really of the worst teams in the league.
And those guys were defeated.
I think Seattle one of the worst teams in the league is
beat on them. And that's how this team is going. If this team has a playoff run, a division title run in them this year, this is how they do it. This is the formula. This is the recipe.
They're going back. You guys are going back to the Hobbs formula.
Yeah,
it was fun. I watched Monday night. That was the first game I've watched since I've stopped rooting for the Washington football team, and I was wanting you guys to lose because I'm an asshole. I just like to talk shit. But you guys are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Aside from the Patriots, like fucking 6 or 7 straight wins. Washington has 3 straight. I forget who else. There's a couple of teams that are on win streaks, but you guys are getting hot when teams are supposed to get hot and make pushes towards the playoffs. So
can I ask you?
They're very scary this week. What's up, brother?
Did you watch that game and watch how the game plan developed, how they were running the ball, how they were controlling the tempo, controlling the line of scrimmage? And did you sit there and say, where the fuck was this when I was still a fan?
Oh, it pissed me off. It pissed me off because it's like I probably would still be rooting for these. And I still hold you guys close to heart. I won't lie. I mean, I still keep this little Washington. You can't fucking see it, of course, but there's still a Washington coin. One my soldiers gave me, years ago. It's still on my computer desk.
It's hard to just give that up after 39, 40 years. It's understandable.
It is. I mean, I still have some of the memorabilia up. I mean, my buddy painted a picture. I took that down. I took down the Griffin jersey, but I did put it up when he said he's going to write a book. And
we'll talk about that at the end.
It is hung up again, but yeah, it's you guys are playing the way that we have always talked about. Phil, when I was with you guys, it's run the ball, control the trenches, and you guys have been doing that the past 3 weeks. So it's going to be a dogfight on Sunday.
Marcus says not only is our offense improving, but defense is improving also. I see Shaka Tony's making plays. So Dev, Dev, what do you think that the change in the defense is since the bye week?
Just discipline. That's basically it looks like they're following their assignments. It's very small mistakes. Now looks like we made 2 mistakes on defense that we normally was making at the beginning of the year in pass coverage by letting guys run wide open in the middle of the field. That's crazy. Yeah. Like both touchdowns, like they pretty much stopped every play they did except for 2 plays, and both of them were touchdowns. Like, dude, that's scary to me to know that a team could just run up the field and have a wide open receiver run up. They didn't have to work for that touchdown.
Yeah, there's still been a lot of some breakdowns and covers though.
Right,
the big plays.
That bothered me, but I wonder if that was. I think that happened after Landon went out, and then they put Everett out there on the last touchdown.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Landon Collins in a second, and we show the injury report. But what scares me is Landon not being there, and Deshaun Jackson finally finding his stride a little bit. And that deep threat's kind of always we've struggled with the deep threat. Not gonna lie. Thanks for joining. Not sure if it's Nathan Trevor's doing it, but thanks for popping in.
Dude does look familiar, doesn't he?
They still know me. Oh, the unfollow crew, the fucking fuck you guys.
In all fairness, though, if I don't know you and our sole connection is a team and you leave the team, I'm probably not going to follow you. You know what I'm saying? And in all fairness,
we've raised money together for charities.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Beyond the fucking Washington football team, just being a grown man adult. I've done nothing to people. It's funny that I lost so many folks so angry at another grown man's decision. I don't give a fuck who you root for.
Hey man,
they just
you see me don't say shit to me.
That sounds like the exact same thing Benedict Arnold told the United States. Revolutionary War.
But so Phil and I think we feel the same way. Is that Jack Del Rio is finally actually coaching, and I think that shows that maybe last year he wasn't really coaching. It's just Chase and Montez made him look that good. Without Chase and Montez, he's got to be creative. He does blitzing, he does stunts, Landon, whatever you want to call it. I think Mark Bullock gave the name for Landon Collins' movement to inside. He called it 3 different things: Buffalo Nickel. I don't remember the other 2, but there's 3 nicknames they're calling
Buffalo
that thing.
Nickel,
Buffalo Nickel's only
Hero
one of them.
back,
Yeah,
Big Nickel.
it's forcing Jack Throw to get creative with the talent that he doesn't have, and it's nice, and that hopefully he can keep this up when they do come back. I think we should get Montez in 2 weeks, maybe. Well, supposedly, air quotes.
You guys have looked better as a defense because, like you just said, I think that you're not. I won't say that the defense was wholly reliant upon Chase and Montez to do the job up front. You know, Allen's still playing, Payne's still playing, Ioannidis, whatnot. But I think having those 2 bookends out, guys have stepped up and they said, you know what, I have to play harder. I can't rely on Chase Young to get to the quarterback and make a disruptive play in the backfield. I can't rely on Montez Sweat to do the same. It's, as a fan of the game, like, that's exciting to watch and to see when someone goes down to injury, who's going to step up and truly make plays as the next man up mentality. So kudos to you guys, man.
Yeah. Marcus,
thank you, Mark.
throwing you a bone.
Hey, man, go say nice shit to him, man.
No, you, bro.
Hey,
All good.
Roddy stinks.
Hey, real. So we started talking about it a second ago. So real quick, let's talk about the injury report. So from the Washington football perspective, this is what we're looking at. Landon Collins did not practice. Does anyone remember hit the final determination? I mean, it says foot, but I don't know if they've given any more, further update on that. Eric Flowers, we're banged up. This team's banged up. It's not going to be the same team that we saw last 3 weeks. J.D. McKissick concussion. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to make it. And that was a huge game he had with 2 touchdowns.
I tell you what, I'm happy that it's only the concussion, man.
Yeah,
that was scary to watch, man.
Yeah, it was. That was scary. You're right.
Oh my God.
You just want that dude to be good. And he was a former Seahawk too. So I think it did him well to kind of show up against his former team that they didn't think too highly of him. Wes Schweitzer, our bullish offensive lineman, did not play. St. Juice. So St. Juice this one's kind of worrying me. I think I saw Pedro Schmidt on YouTube. 3 concussions for St. Juice this year. That's some Jordan Reed stuff if you think about it. 3 in 1 year and you're a rookie still. That ain't good. Not good. And then the rest of the group, I think that's all precautionary. Pitch counts, AG taking it easy, Curtis Samuel, Brandon Sheriff, Logan fucking Thomas, my man.
He's a must start in fantasy this week.
Yeah, Logan Thomas will. So yeah, now let's go down to the Raiders. Deshaun Jackson did not participate. I don't think he ever practices, right? I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean he was limited yesterday and didn't practice today, so I think he'll be fine. The coach had a press conference earlier today, said he fully expects him to play on Sunday. Just they're resting him more of a precautionary tale.
Yeah. Marcus said St. Juice is now in the IR. So there you go. They might just shut him down for his own health. He's just a young buck, man. There's no need to force him.
What's his injury again? I know you just said it.
Concussion. I think this is the 3rd concussion this season.
3rd?
I think so.
Oh God, man! I'd shut him down for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I like him. I talked about him earlier this season. I think he's going to be good for you guys, but God damn, that sucks, man. Too many head injuries is never good.
The big injury we're all looking at is Darren Waller. As you know this, Rod. Tight ends always give this team problems since day one. Even last year when our defense was much more stout, tight ends always found a way to get open. Now, I will say, as of late, don't ask me why, but I believe Jamin Davis is finally learning how to play middle linebacker, and he's going side to side. He's covering folks. He's really showing his athleticism. I'm not saying he can cover Darren Waller because I don't really think anybody can, but him not playing, that would be a huge bonus for us. And then
Foster Moreau is not bad though. The backup tight end. He's got 12 catches, 3 of those are touchdowns. So I mean 25% roughly, give or take, of his receptions are touchdowns. That's all red zone shit, but 12 receptions, 135 yards, 11.3 average. He can move the sticks as well. He just isn't as dynamic, of course, as the starter in Darren Waller.
That's right. Yeah. And then Josh Jacobs, the lead back. I think this is his 2nd or 3rd year. I'm not sure. He's good running back. I like him. And then the rest, full participants. Are you wearing a Josh Jacobs jersey or a Jonathan Abram jersey?
This is a Charles Woodson 24 jersey.
Okay.
Man, your first Raiders jersey had to be like Bo Jackson, bro.
Yeah, I always love Bo Jackson, man.
It's still a Hall of
He
Famer.
got a Hall of Famer.
Come on, man.
I bet you could argue. Well, yeah, he didn't play long enough.
This is my second Raiders jersey. My first one was Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like
He'll probably get traded in the offseason.
Marcus Allen, great Raider, historic Raider. Good guy.
I was in Korea too. They had a ton of jerseys, but I have to fucking turn off my camera for this one. Like I still love Washington a little bit, so I didn't want to go too far and too deep in with the Raiders. I'm back. I didn't say that.
But I mean, even Jerry Rice becoming a Raider was.
Hold on, don't gloss over that shit.
Hey, Rodney is my father. Hey, you have to ask for permission. Do you see your name tag on the stream? It says Rodney is my father. You have to ask. Daddy, can I speak?
That's what's going on now. That's what's going on.
You didn't even notice it. I still have admin powers around here, Dev.
I know. We probably need to change the locks real fast here.
Right, look at you, man.
I think we got to downgrade you to member. All right. Hey, so who does this team need to be looking out for come Sunday?
Okay.
In your
first, Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby. They do what I envisioned, what I expected Chase and Montez to do this year. They both hustle hard. They both meet at the quarterback. Sometimes they over pursue, but they're definitely the bookends. You got to look for them because they're disruptive. They're in someone's face. I forget the name of the rookie right tackle that you guys have from Texas this year.
Sam Cosmi.
So he'll be going up against Max Crosby, and Crosby right now is at least Pro Football Focus. He's the highest rated defender under the age of 25 with a 92.1 Pro Football Focus rating. So he's capable. He gets back there. Yannick Ngakoue has the sack lead for the team. I think 8.5 to Max Crosby's 5. But those are definitely two. If you get past the front four, you got to look out for Denzel Perryman. He's currently second in the league with tackles with 121 tackles through week 12. Bobby Wagner for the Seahawks has 128 now. So he's definitely a capable tackling machine for them. And then when you move to the secondary, I'm trying to give you all phases of the team who you have to look out for defensively, at least. One of the rookies, Nate Hobbs, cornerback for the Raiders. He's doing a great job this year. He's Pro Football Focus. I like using their metrics. He's 6th in NFL rookie ratings. All rookies, offensively and defensively. So he's someone you have to look out for. And then last one I would talk about is Trayvon Moehring, their safety rookie. He's been a positive player to look at. I've always seen his number 25 since I started rooting for this team a couple of weeks ago. But someone saying Cosby's on injured reserve, so that fucking is great for Max Crosby. Oh my god, I love it.
I wasn't tracking that. I swear I saw him at practice today. He wasn't on the injury report, but I guess that makes sense.
I love that news. Sorry for you guys, but if that's true,
and with Flowers being hurt too, I mean, we're going to be and Schweitzer
disruptive.
We're going to be digging in the depths for some talent here. We saw Keith Ismail get a lot of snaps, and he played pretty well at center.
All things considered.
Yeah, we signed a kicker to
we signed a DC native to be our 4th kicker because we had a kicker and he got hurt.
Hey, at least he didn't give up on the play. He was fucking pursuing the ball runner. And
I get it. He's trying to make a name for himself, wants to be. You had no chance of. I get it. He's a defensive lineman, but those are defensive linemen that can run like 4 5s. Yes. You ain't catching him.
Run 4-4.
You gotta live to fight another day, brother. Live to fight another day. And you saw he pulled that hammy. He just folded. His ass fell to the turf, and he did not get back up. Scary, but. I
talk defense. Offensively, obviously, you got to look for Derek Carr. You got to look for Josh Jacobs. You know, if he has a breakout game, Kenyon Drake, the other backup running back, and then Hunter Renfrow, and even Deshaun Jackson. You know, we saw him get open last week versus the Cowboys. So if he breaks containment and gets outside, I guess Bobby McCain, and then is Landon still your guy's starting strong safety?
Yeah,
Buffalo
like a
nickel.
hybrid dude, it
Cam
seems.
Curl's the strong safety.
Cam Curl?
Yeah.
Okay, so if
Bobby
any of those dudes
McCain
over for
is
2.
absolute trash.
Okay.
This is the thing with Bobby McCain. He never wants to play deep safety. Every time, William Jackson, doing what you're supposed to do in a zone, you pass the receiver off at a certain point because they're going into another zone. Whereas Bobby McCain, as soon as he sees that receiver coming, he goes, I'm going to go cover the short guy. And there goes somebody going deep past him. He's never around where he's supposed to be in these things. All right? You can tell that the corner's obviously expecting him to be there. So I don't know if he just doesn't understand the zone concepts, or he just refuses to potentially be toasted on his own.
Yeah, I mean, 2 interceptions this year. He's matched his career high for you guys.
Yeah, but
So,
I think
mean,
those
one of
numbers
them was
are
off a tip.
deceptive.
He
Was it?
dropped
Okay.
another 2.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
his hands are almost Aaron Colvin level. Almost.
Aaron Colvin, I forgot about him.
I had to bring that up for Dev.
I totally forgot about him. All right, so let's flip the script here. And so Dev, what do you think the keys to a Washington football team victory today would be?
Not turn it over.
Excuse me, a Sunday. No turnovers. Okay, that's fair. What about you, Phil?
Keys to control the clock.
Yeah.
What you have been doing. If you're going to have a bunch of backup offensive linemen, you better run the ball, and just because that's what offensive linemen love to do. And that's how you build their confidence. Is you just beat on other people.
Yep.
Andy.
2:20 a.m. Andy Burrows, welcome. Only way to spend it. Let's go. Oh, hey, Rod. I knew a guy like you once was a nice chap. Welcome, Andy, from across the sea.
I thought you would like Benedict Arnold, Andy.
I'm with Phil. Time of possession. We talked about this earlier. Our time possession last 3 games, 115-ish to what's the numbers I just spit out here a second ago. 115 to 63 the last 3 games. That's just some dominant time possession. You got to keep that up if you want to win. So yeah, so let's move on here. That's basically the key to victory. It's kind of our Washington wins if. Let's just start talking scoring predictions. Rod, we're gonna start with you. If you're in the chat, put your scoring prediction in now. We're still trying to give this signed Bryce Love training camp pylon away. So you get the score. I'm logging all the scores. Someone's got to get it this year, man. Somebody got to get it. So Rod,
if y'all lose, man, you gotta give me all your Washington merch you ain't using.
Yeah, my son's no longer a Washington fan either, so yeah, I'm open to that. RJ fucking follows me, man. He loves his dad. He's a smart kid.
Oh.
He sees when the ship is sinking, and he's like, "Fuck this noise, man. I'm out." I tell you, it's funny though, man, because listen, losing for 20 years in Washington and then losing for a couple of games in Raiders, man, it's like I'm 3-3 as a Raiders fan. I'm 500. I'm not too bad. Andy almost took my score though.
Tony, thanks for joining us,
Gruden
man.
was 500. You want him fired?
I didn't want him fired. I was fucking pissed that he was fired because of Washington's misdeeds. Come on, man. You guys are still cursing me.
With Washington.
You're still cursing me. He was an ESPN analyst. Oh, my God. God damn it.
Rod, Tony wants to know how's the special teams for the Raiders. I think Hunter Renfro's a returner, right?
He is. Not as good. Not as good, quote unquote. I haven't seen anything. I think Carter is your guys' return guy now.
Yeah.
He's been the whole way, and he's been good.
He's been much more dynamic and exciting.
He's actually turned into a solid receiver since you've left.
Yeah. I guess I have that impact on teams, I guess. So fucking
He's got a touchdown the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. And hey, how's Brown been doing? This is crazy, man. He's been hurt. Steve told me to unplug, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I still want to help out." And he's like, "Listen, like you probably need to just unplug and shut down." And like I've done that. I stopped watching you guys. I'll admit to that. Unfortunately, I love you guys. I said, I have to, push myself away from the team, push myself away from the table, a little bit. But it's kind of weird, and it's exciting to see you guys having these changes in players I absolutely know nothing about in a matter of weeks. But yeah, I mean, Carter he's been an interesting dude to watch on like ESPN highlights for me. The Raiders don't have that on special teams.
Right.
It's Hunter Renfrow.
Roddy, do you remember the last time we talked with Pierre for episode 88? He name dropped DeAndre Carter, and this is before we were like, who the fuck is DeAndre Carter? And he name dropped him, and you know it's funny, it come to fruition. He was in San Fran with him. I guess he was a free agent, got picked up. And
he said that Carter was a guy who just needed some time to develop as a receiver. We knew he was a good returner, but he needed time to develop as a receiver, and he's really kind of come to his own as a good slot guy, and even somebody who breaks out wide every now and then for Taylor Heineke. Heineke's built some rapport with the guy.
Yeah, shout out to Pierre Garcon and Anthony Armstrong. When I changed. Anthony Armstrong hit me up on Twitter. He's like, "They're in the middle of the season." Like,
I love Anthony, man.
He didn't call me a piece of shit, but it was implied.
Hey, congrats to Anthony Armstrong. Just had a baby. Congrats,
really,
baby Arrow. Arrow's the son's name. AROW.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Arrow. Yeah.
Arrow.
Armstrong.
That kid better be
Anthony
a wide
Armstrong.
receiver.
Arrow Armstrong.
My bad.
This guy's Mike.
Andy says 31-14 Washington. Marcus says 24-21 Vegas. So just so you know, Vegas, not the team, but the bookies, they have Raiders right now at a minus 1.5, minus 1.5. So being home field
advantage.
It's I don't know.
It's not though. I'll tell you what, that is. If you thought FedEx was a fucking neutral ground, go to Vegas.
Well, because think about how many people come into town and have nothing.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It is a great place to be for sure.
It was supposed to be us.
I know. Oh my god, we would have been fucking stabbing each other in hotel lobbies, man. Can you imagine?
Hey, Dev, Andy says, "Let's crack. Pay attention." All right, Rod, give us your score, man. The spread's minus 1.5. In the chat
as well, so it's logged, but 31-17 Raiders.
31-17 Vegas, and that's Rod's.
If you guys have been paying attention to the coin, we're going to win this game. It is Google. If you haven't seen it yet or heard of it yet, Google the Las Vegas Raiders coin flip 2021. The dude he flipped a coin for the season. He has the Raiders finishing 10-7, and he has this game at least the Raiders win. It's perfect so far. It has been perfect, and people are literally like, hashtag trust the coin. So, sorry, guys. You're going to lose this game.
I'm going to start one called hashtag fuck that coin, and we're going to win 21-17.
21-17.
The good guys.
The guys. All right, Phil, what do you got?
Fellas, it's not going to be easy because nothing's ever easy for this franchise. 24-23 Washington.
24-23 Washington. All right. Now I'm going back. I don't know if Dev has ever picked this team to lose.
I did last game. No, I didn't. Hold on.
Seattle. No, you had 24-17 Washington.
I had to lose against Tampa Bay, right?
Tampa Bay. Yes, 38-17 Tampa Bay. I see it right here. Okay.
Man, faith.
For me, I'm going to say the Washington football team covers 1.5, but I got Vegas 31-30 in this game on a close one.
See, I don't think it'd be.
That is a smart man.
That would insinuate it'd be a shootout.
Yeah.
31-30, I will be cursing you guys out and get banned on Facebook on the fucking stream.
I don't think that nothing comes easy for this team. If you notice, these wins have – I mean, you've been at fantasy for a long time. How often did this team go back as long as you can think of, just blow somebody out? It's always coming down to the last drive, always coming down to – yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And I don't – and clearly the last game against Seattle would have been a blowout had we had a kicker. You know, we went down there 4 times and had to settle for no touchdowns because we had no kicker. So,
or if the refs had given us a touchdown instead of overturning it.
Yeah, and you remember Ron's press conference, he was like, why didn't Tressway kick the ball? One, he was a lefty, and Kyle was the backup holder, and they did not practice that scenario. They practiced Kyle with the backup, with the kicker, but not Kyle with Tressway.
I told you that. Steve, you said it. You said it in the chat, and I said, "Listen, man, that changes the dynamics of blocking of the holder, everything."
It does.
I know that because I know that because I'm left-footed and I was a kicker.
Yeah.
I never.
All right.
Hey, I tried out for kicker. He said no.
Last topic. Let's have some fun with this real quick before we close out. Let's talk Robert Griffin III's book coming out in August of 2022.
You're jerking off over. What are you doing, though?
Surviving Washington. He says he's been sexually assaulted today. Good God, man.
He didn't really say he was sexually assaulted.
Harassed. Sexually harassed.
I can tell you who did it.
Dev. It's probably Dev. He's a fucking depressed
It was
individual.
the franchise. It was Vito.
Probably be Tanya Snyder. Please.
Vito Vaccarelli did it. I'm calling it right now.
What if it's Tanya Snyder?
Anybody who is an Addicts OG knows exactly who I'm talking about.
What if Tanya
You're
Snyder
gonna have
slapped
to
him
edit
on
that part of the pod out.
What if Tanya Snyder slapped him on the ass?
I don't know. I tell you what, it's not.
Said, I'm telling everybody, or you got quit running and read options. That's right.
we laugh and we jest. It's not funny. I mean, obviously, if someone's sexually harassed, it's a fucking. It is something that needs to be addressed. But
hey,
man, it was probably Kirk.
Yeah, 1 minute. Ready? Let's go.
Man.
What's up, guys? I'm so excited to announce that I wrote a book, and it's coming out in August 2022, titled Surviving Washington. Now, every experience that I've ever had has made me a better husband, a better father, and a better player. But I want you, I'm so excited to
a better husband to his first wife.
A better husband, a better father, a better player.
Hold on. No,
Does Rebecca
that's
agree
true.
with that?
Man, you don't know what Rebecca did to that man,
he was
bro.
with here in
You
Washington.
don't know what Becky
His career was ass after he left Washington.
You don't know what that Becky did to that man,
dog.
dog.
Off with lies.
You don't know what that Becky did to that man, bro.
Tony's right. It was Kirk. So I'm dying to know in this book, does he make it about Kirk? Does he make it about
he's gonna make it all about
Shanny?
Kirk.
Does he talk about Capri Bibbs though? Does he talk about the Capri Bibbs?
Yo, this definitely has Scottie Pippen vibes, bro.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
titled Surviving Washington. Now, every experience that I've ever had has made me a better husband, a better father, and a better player. But I want you to take this journey with me as I walk you through one of the most dysfunctional franchises in all of sport. I'm going to tell you the truth about what happened in that playoff game in 2012 against Seattle.
All right. We've all
franchises.
Listen, we've all seen the footage of him under mic talking to Trent Williams. Hey, don't say anything. My knee's messed up.
Oh, he'll lie. He will lie about that.
We've all seen that. That video is out there. I'm hurt.
Oh,
don't say anything.
Dude, I never saw that. No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if Trent was mic'd up or Robert was mic'd up. One of those two was mic'd up. And he said, hey, don't say nothing. Because Trent goes, hey, how's your knee? He goes, man, I'm hurt. I'm hurting. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's out there. I got to find it. I think I might have it saved on my computer somewhere.
That
please
sucks,
do,
man.
because he's probably getting ESPN or whoever to wipe all that shit.
What during halftime, I forget. I was listening to I can't remember. Maybe it was Grant, Danny, or someone, or Sheehan, that they went away during halftime, and no one could find Robert or James Andrews. They came back and said, "Oh, it was the brace. His knee's fine." That was on the record. But anyways,
that second TD pass, man, like when he was fucking trotting towards the sideline and tossed that, we all saw he was hurt. We were up 14-0 at the time.
Yeah.
They should have pulled him then. They mishandled that fucking entire situation.
It was such devastating, man.
He duck, dive, dodged anybody who was going to ask him, "How's your knee?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's a warrior though.
Years at that point, man.
Wasn't he supposed to not go out in the field on one drive, and he just ran out there anyway?
Yeah.
It's a coach call a timeout.
Detail the medical mismanagement that I received during my time in Washington. I'm going to open your eyes to the sexual harassment that permeated the walls of that building and give you a deep dive into a power struggle between one of the most powerful coaches in all of sports and an owner that many of you want gone. They say the truth will set you free. So here it is, unfiltered. Pre-order now.
Robert Griffin, you fucking piss pump. I was gonna buy 3 books, but not anymore. Fuck off, man.
So you heard that?
You like a goddamn Washington fan again. Fuck you, dude.
It's gonna be hyping up Dan. This book is gonna hype up Dan because he goes, the owner that you guys, some of you want gone. So he's gonna hype up Dan and he's gonna destroy Shanny. That's gonna be the premise of this book. So Phil, you might actually like that aspect.
No,
of it.
no,
You heard-
no! Don't even put that
Phil
fucking
sleeping
narrative
with
out
field
there,
goals
dude.
tonight, man.
You heard that
Just
part,
because
right?
I
Some of
objectively
you
observe
want to
go.
how
Pre-order
things
now,
are going
bro.
down,
My
I'm
birthday's in August.
apparently on Dan Snyder's payroll. I've been accused of that at least once.
My birthday's in August of next year, man. I need
Yeah.
if y'all going to give me a copy of that book, you know.
Marcus said he's selling the book to pay his alimony to his ex-wife Rebecca. Yeah. I
Better
mean, you know
husband.
what?
What a fucking crock of shit.
We can't go a week without something. And you know, if you wanted to drop it, he should have dropped it during the bye week. That's when he should have dropped it. If you wanted to throw salt on a wound, that's when you should have dropped that.
He should have dropped it before he was begging his team to bring him on.
Yeah.
And I know he was in Hog Farmers or whoever's Twitter saying, well, it's a different coach now.
Yeah, different staff.
What the fuck ever, dude.
Yeah.
Then why weren't you trying to come back here before? No, he's an opportunist. And an opportunist, I will say this. I respect people who are opportunists. When an opportunity is presented to them, they take advantage of it, right? This guy is trying to find opportunities. He's trying to fabricate them. It's kind of like these people who want Red Wolves to be the name. They think it's grassroots and it's all.
Hey, hater, Mr. Commander over here.
I like Red Wolves better than Commanders. If you want my
I'm sorry, but at least Commanders has some kind of meaning. Red Wolves is the name of your kid's soccer team.
The Clit Commander.
Yeah, we're the commies. We're the commies.
No. I know what Rod's referencing, and that's an awesome pull. Right,
My guy, I love you, Phil. I miss you guys,
I
man.
am the Click Commander.
Click Commander.
Don't demonetize this, YouTube. Oh wait,
you got to
Yeah,
get.
you got those
monetized before you can be
Maurice Smith
demonetized.
lips, man. I'm pretty sure you're the Click Commander too, bro.
I should know this reference, and I'm just drawing blanks, and I know I've seen the movie.
come on, Steve. I'm
Help
gonna
me out
be seeing
here.
you in a week and a half. I'm gonna make you watch it.
Help me out here.
God, I'm not gonna help you out.
The Knicks gonna lose again, bro.
You ever been fucked by a fat man in the trench coat?
It's still not happening.
I've never been fucked, so I don't know what that even means. It's weird.
Hey, baby,
Dude,
you
it's
ever
Jay
been
and
fucked by a
Silent
fat man?
Bob. Steve,
Oh,
what the fuck?
yes, strike back. Yes. Booba kitty fuck. Booba kitty fuck. Yes, I remember.
I've never seen it.
I remember.
What?
Dev, as much
What-
weed as you smoke,
what
you've
movie
never
is it?
seen that movie.
Jay and Silent Bob
Silent
Strike
Bob.
Back.
Yeah, I have. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
I like Clerks though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all tied
Clerks
together.
is
All tied
legendary.
together. Yep. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, Rod, it's been fun, man. Glad to have you back here, and maybe the game's at 4:00 East Coast time on Sunday, so should end around dinner time or so, and maybe we reconvene for a quick post game to see where we were on all this nonsense, whether we were right or wrong. And
I
Hey,
am down for
I'll text you my mailing
pregame.
address for all those Washington football team memorabilia.
I'm down for pregame, postgame. My daughter hates me. My wife hates me. They all
should.
call me traitor.
As they should.
Trader Nation, the name of this.
Now you know how RG3 feels when he goes visit Becky's house.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, by the way, the Bone Thugs and 3-6
write a
versus
book
just
about it.
started.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
what Rob Perry write a surviving Washington football team addicts. Washington football addicts. Book coming out soon.
Pre-order now.
Gonna tell them
my
all about
God.
tell them all about people.
I'm going to talk about my time as the
slurs
founder of the Washington Football Addicts. The
Oh,
harassment
my.
I
Be all
took.
about
And all my
all about
experiences, maybe a better
Facebook
father,
Messenger
and a better
chat.
husband.
yes.
If you only knew what happened.
Right. Our 30 for 30 is gonna be dope though. This is gonna have like
Oh,
this is gonna have like
The
Coach
most powerful
Coach
co-hosts in the National Football League podosphere, and a contributor, bald-headed contributor, who some of y'all want gone.
Everyone loves Steve, man. They love him.
Yeah.
They better love Steve.
No, Steve's one of the most powerful co-hosts. I'm the bald-headed contributor. Some people.
We're all
Oh,
bald-headed
man.
contributors. Somebody wants gone.
True, yeah, that was a bit confusing.
Yeah. Well, Rod, let's get together Sunday, and if nothing else, we'll do some post game after the game, and we'll
I'm talking cash.
either
I'm probably
be
gonna get banned Friday.
happy or we'll be bummed, and you'll be happy, and either way, we'll have opposite emotions.
I will be fucking completely distraught. Listen, man, if we lose, we being the Raiders, we will be 6-6, and the Washington football team will be 6-6.
That's crazy.
That's fucking nuts, man. That's mind blowing because, like I said, I said it earlier when I left you guys. You fell to 2-3 and you lost to Jameis Winston and the Saints, and I was like, I'm fucking done. Like,
yeah.
And the reason for that, man, that defense, you've been good the past couple of weeks, but that defense was supposed to be top flight.
It was worse than the league at that point.
Those first
32.
5 fucking games was pathetic.
Yeah.
But you know what? They had the 4th ranked rushing defense in the league.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you fell to 2-6. I mean, you fucking lost to the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Broncos. I'll tell you, you guys have turned it around. The Bucks, the Panthers, the Seahawks. My list that I had when I think I did my final pod, I was like fucking signing off. I had you losing to the Chiefs, Packers, Broncos, Bucks, Panthers, Seahawks. Panthers was debatable. I didn't know that Russell Wilson.
Notice he didn't say Raiders.
I'm getting to it, Dev. Had you lose? Debatable for the Panthers. Seahawks was I had, is Wilson back? If so, L. Raiders lost. Cowboys lost. Eagles lost. Cowboys lost. Eagles lost. Giants lost. But after the Raiders, you guys have probably the best chance in the NFL at a current 5-6 team to win your division.
No, Eagles. Eagles got a trash schedule.
Yeah.
No, dude. But beyond what happens this week,
they have to play us twice.
Win or lose. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, win or lose, you guys have all of your remaining games beyond the Raiders in your division, man. That's crazy.
It's
that
stupid
is insane,
scheduling
man.
if you think about it. We play the Eagles twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. That's fucking nuts, man.
That's awful. I don't know.
It's going to be heartburn, heart attack, whatever.
Conspiracy theory.
You guys are going to be sick to your stomachs.
Yeah.
Win or lose, because that's a no. Hopefully you guys won't. I mean, I'm still sideways rooting for you guys, man. It's hard to completely let go, but these final 6 weeks, aside from the Raiders,
Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, is that really how it's going to roll out?
Yes.
Jeez,
it's all division. It's all division in December, January.
This might be one of the most exciting endings of a season I've been having.
For sure. Like we have you guys.
It's like 2012 feels like the beginning of it.
Yeah, we have, so the Raiders perspective, we have Washington, then we have the Chiefs. I'm trying to go to that game. It's local. Then we have the Browns, the Broncos, the Colts, and the Chargers. So, I mean, even 3 of our final 5 games are divisional games. I got to look across the NFL landscape and see if that's the case for every team, and I'm assuming it is. But Washington,
in a general sense, but not to the extent it is for us.
That's crazy. 5 games, the end of your season, just divisional foes. That's nuts, man.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be fun.
Pissed off. I don't know who he pissed off. Maybe he was in the midst of all the nonsense that came out.
That's your guys' punishment for the emails, man.
They'll ever shown us.
Probably have a primetime game every day of the week, every game of the rest of the year.
They'll probably, one of those games could get flexed towards the end if it comes down to division championship.
It will. One of us will. It will come down to division. It'll come down to the wild card between us and the Eagles. One of us.
Yeah. Or if the Dallas keeps doing their December implosion, who knows when that's training.
They didn't win a game in November. We didn't lose a game in November.
Hey, before you guys sign off, then what's the current Dallas score? Because they're playing the Saints right now, right?
7-7.
Playing the Taysom Hill Saints, by the way. I got it right here. It is
10-7 Dallas.
105, 102. Yeah. Chicago beating the Knicks, though.
10-7 Dallas. Yep, Phil said it. 10-7 Dallas. Man, if the Saints pull this off,
it's over for
man.
Them. Hey, look, if they did, what I would like to know is if they don't pull it off, did the Cowboys just fire their coach, man? Because
no, McCarthy still he got COVID.
Yeah, I know, but the assistant coach is your boy, right? The quarterback from fucking Boise State. What's his name?
That was kind of my boy. I wanted to
Kellen Moore, right? No,
yeah,
he's
Kellen
not
Moore.
In charge. There's another guy that's in charge. Whoever's the defensive coordinator is the one in charge.
That's another
wow.
Right?
But it was funny because most people say the interim coach is Mike McCarthy refused to call anyone the interim.
Yeah, because it's fucking what's his face, man. The what's his name? The offensive coordinator. He don't want him to get that win because once he does, you know the coach don't want to let that guy go.
Oh, Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore is going to be a hot commodity in the offseason, man. And I'm
sure
you,
he will.
I would not if the Cowboys some kind of way implode or barely make it in the playoffs, which I think they'll barely make it in. if they make it in the playoffs and lose in the first round, they're gonna fire McCarthy, dog, and give that guy a head coach because somebody else is gonna take him.
That's what Jerry Jones does. You know, the Giants fired Jason Garrett as the O coordinator.
Is he still part of the organization though? Is it?
Oh, I don't
is he
know.
completely gone?
I thought they just relieved him of duties. Oh, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is in charge right now.
Wow. Okay, Dan Quinn. Dan Marcus is quick with the fucking comments.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're up to
Thank
speed,
you,
Marcus. I miss you, bro.
Speed dial. Dan Quinn. That's right. Marcus is all over it. But yeah, man, we're gonna close out here, and yeah, Rob, we'll see you Sunday.
Yep,
in one way, shape, or form, either pre, post, or both. And
I want Kirk's book to come out, Surviving RG3.
Kirk already has one book out, by the way. I have it. I haven't read it yet because Robert already has a book out too. Kirk's book was about being a Christian, being a quarterback, and some other stuff. It was like his rookie season. He wrote it. I have it.
No, what was it? His rookie year? I thought it was like
no, it might have been his second or third year.
Yeah,
and he wasn't getting playing. Still wasn't getting playing time.
Nothing is off. I see your comment. It's not flashing on the screen yet, but I see it. Yeah. Nothing is off here.
What's up, Corey? Welcome.
Something is off here.
What's up?
Goddamn the franchise.
He had a guest on the other day, and he called him Ja Rule. Man, that shit was cracking me up. Yeah, Marcus said Cowboys are in a dogfight, 10-7. There you go. All right, we signing off. Yep, it was good seeing you again, Rod. You know, we'll catch up, and may the best team win. It's a plus or 1.5 point favorite for the Raiders, so we'll see how it goes.
It's a pick 'em.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing, man. It's I love you guys from a distance. I truly do. And we still chat and bullshit every day. So it's a real friendship that we have beyond fandom.
I personally don't like this motherfucker, man.
Fuck you then. Fuck you then, man.
Corey says all love, fam. All love. That's right.
Of course, man.
Protect Sports. Tony Hamilton, our boy Tony, was on the pod a couple weeks ago, reached out to Rod and said, hey, let's collab. I don't know if he connects the dots to who you are, but he reached out.
He did.
He said, okay.
He hit me up, so I respond. I'll DM him after this, of course. And whether he wants to host me on this pod for the Raiders game as well, I'm down to talk and chat. I miss this. I do miss the podcasting sphere. It was fun. Like I said, numerous times, COVID has been, an interesting dynamic. We're a little bit more normalized again as a society, but this kept me sane talking to you guys every week, man. So, I do miss that aspect of it. And thanks for having me, on your guys' show. And good luck on Sunday. And we'll talk either before or after the game. And may the best team win. And maybe I show up in a Redskins jersey if we fucking lose. Good God, don't do it to me, Raiders.
Victory Monday. Oh man. All right. Well, Rod, it's good seeing you, man. As always.
That every time Rod comes up, Dev's got to sing Hamilton.
Hey, you'll be back.
All right. As always, thanks for tuning in. Go like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Tell your mom, tell your uncle, tell your Aunt Boosie, tell your next door neighbor, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, you got an Aunt Boosie?
And Uncle Kool-Aid.
He's been drinking.
All right. We'll see you guys Sunday pregame at 3:30 East Coast time, not 12:30. As always, peace.